man. So I was going through my Facebook pictures to get the scammer story I told in the main
Hmm.
episode. And I was finding some things that are old jokes that I don't think anybody's going to get.
Hmm.
And so if you're watching the video version, I'm going to show you one right now. You got to be a kid in the 2000s to understand this meme that I made. You know the one where the girl's walking and the guy's looking at the other chick as she's
Oh
walking
yeah,
by?
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Let's see if you get this joke.
I do not get this joke.
You tried these new berries and cream Starburst?
Pardon me. What kind of starburst did you just say?
Berries
Berries? Berries and what else?
and cream.
Oh! Oh! Berries and cream, berries and cream. I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream. Listen, motherfuckers, to the show that you heard. Download on your smartphone the show that you deserve. Streaming fucking bullshit, you know that's what we are. Podcast full of madness. This is that absurd.
Our song review. Let's review Atlas Shrugged.
Now, this is not the Guns N' Roses version. We're going to tell you one more time. This is from our friend who covered it. Say his name, Caputo.
Yes, from our good pal Ian, AIEN. You can find him Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. He's basically, I think he's covered pretty much every song from Chinese Democracy, and he's done covers of the leaks and all that stuff. And he's sort of like, especially his last album, which is like a bit of a concept album. He's definitely taken these sort of unreleased tracks that were brought to the public and turn them into something else and turn them into his own concept, which is really
Yeah.
crazy.
All right, so let's take a listen.
Do it.
And this is one kid playing all these albums. All
Oh, yeah.
these tunes, but
All three instrumentals.
very true to the original, though, instrumentally. All right, so we're gonna take a minute here. Let's read some lyrics.
Okay, yeah. So it starts off, why should I try and judge the things they say? They just won't budge. I'm letting go. And a shelter for the blind. Still, you manage to be kind, but still enough to show me how to keep it together. When I'm crying out in vain, no matter who's to blame, there's still a ways to go. So if you ask me to believe, your heart won't follow you. It's got a mind of its own. And then it goes to the chorus, when it says run and the road gets rough, and you're the one whose shoulders just ain't wide enough, whose shoulders shrug when they've had enough.
So now this was originally supposed to be the last song on Chinese Democracy. So this was supposed to follow Prostitute.
Yeah, this was actually very close to making the album. I remember Bumblefoot mentioned in an interview he's working on it, but when they were releasing it on CD, I guess they didn't have enough room on the actual CD at the time to fit it, so they had to basically scrap it.
Yeah. And I think a lot of our expectations for the song and then what we ended up getting, like there's no harmonics, there's no big band, any fucking orchestra like we probably imagined that there would be.
Yeah, because we ended up getting like the old 2000, 2001 version, not the one that was like with Bumblefoot, whatever. This is basically, I think we have like Fink, Buckethead, Paul Tobias is probably still in the band at this time. Probably have Brain on drums on this one.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, let's dive back in. We'll chat about it some more in a minute.
Yeah.
I like his build up here.
Another thing, if I were you, I would say all that I do to be half as strong, but still belong. The way you used to take the time to look back at what you find your own misadventures. When it goes wrong and the road gets rough, and you're the one who shows us trust. Ain't wide enough, full shoulder shrug when you're high enough. Oh, I'll be the last to say no, follow yours. It's more to it takes to be a man. Oh, and what you know, it's what you show. Then now we know you understand. Fact I've never seen them follow yours. Cause that's what it takes to make a man.
I'm really enjoying this cover here.
Yeah, it is really good. It's like spot on with the with the lead we got.
Yeah. It's a lot cleaner though. But what we got was just a demo. Oh, guitar solo.
I'll be the last to say no, follow yours. It's more to what it takes to be a man. And what you know, it's what you show. And now we know you understand. Fact I've never seen them follow yours. Cause that's what it takes to make a man. From what you know, all that it can show. Jesus, how I hope you understand.
Atlas Shrugged.
Atlas Shrugged.
I dig it.
Covered by our friend Ian.
Ian.
The A is silent.
Yeah.
I mean, the cover that we just listened to, I mean, it's been a little while since I've listened to Atlas Shrugged, but it's pretty close to what I remember.
Yeah, very close. I'd say that's like the closest we're gonna get to like a cover of it without trying to get like fucking sued here. So
Yeah. Till the album version someday releases, maybe. Probably not, but maybe.
yeah, until we get a Chinese democracy box set in like 35 years.
That'll never happen.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of it got lost in that goddamn fire.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah, I don't fucking believe that shit.
Yeah. Well, you know. Ratings. You want to go first? You want me to go first? How do we want to do this?
Yeah, I'll go first. I mean, I can
Now remember,
understand
we're
that.
rating the Guns N' Roses version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. The GNR version I really like. I know it was very much like built up the song to be like this like huge thing, especially when you hear the title Atlas Shrugged.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I understand why some people have their expectations let down, but it's like I think people have built so much in their own head, and it kind of fucks with it too. But like, yeah, at first when I first heard the song, like right when the leaks came out, I was like, it's whatever. But eventually somehow it just like caught on with me, and I fucking love the song. I really do. And like it could have actually made China if did some work on it, whatever. Some background shit, like guitars, whatever. Just like do some fix up tune ups, make it sound like album ready. Like for a rough mix, it's really good. Especially, if it's not the 06, the 08 version, whatever, with Bumblefoot, it's with, the 01 version. Hopefully we get that other version. That would be fucking great.
Yeah.
Um, we'll see if Rick knows has any leads on it. But yeah, I really like Atlas Shrugged, and I'm like, I feel it's a really good song, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it like a solid 4 out of 5.
Okay. For me, I was a little disappointed when it came out, just because, like you said, we build up shit in our head, but at the same time, it's kind of the artist's fault for allowing it to go so long that we were able to do that.
Yep.
When it comes to ending the album of Chinese Democracy, as a fan of that particular album, one of my favorite albums, by the way, I prefer. I wouldn't trade that prostitute ending for the world.
I think this would have been a good like bonus track or something.
It might have been, like when you buy the iTunes or some shit.
Could have done that.
But as far as songs go, I mean, for what it is, I guess it's not bad. It's really hard for me to get past the initial disappointment after so many years of wondering, speculating, hoping, talking to people who had allegedly heard it, who I'm still not sure did before these leaks. But I would say for me, I can't say it's not on the playlist because it's already on my fucking playlist. But I'm going to give it a 3.5 just because of the novelty of it. Also, I'm going to add on bonus points for the novelty of being able to show somebody, if they get into GNR, some shit they probably haven't heard yet.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and even just a side note too, like if you really look close into these lyrics, I really think like the song's about Slash. Just the chorus, when it says "Run, the road gets rough. You're the one whose shoulders ain't wide enough, whose shoulders shrug," and he's probably like, just like, eh. That's what I think it's about, Slash.
Well, I said that about the song "Sorry."
Yeah, a lot of people think about that. My like train of thought is like, I think Chinese Democracy was like about like his past lovers, whatever, like the Stephanie Seymour, Aaron Everly album, and then like Chinese Democracy #2 in the trilogy would have been about Slash. And then #3 probably would have been all about Izzy or something.
Maybe that's why Chai Dem 2 hasn't come out yet, because he can't get Slash to play the solos on the "Fuck You Slash" song.
Yeah.
Or he doesn't want Slash to hear the songs.
Yeah, he's like, we're not gonna play the lyrics. It's just gonna be straight instrumental. It's okay.
We have, if you haven't guessed by the title of today's episode yet, a special song we're going to review tonight called "Blood in the Water." This is from this song leaked in what? Rick, you remember this, because 2012, 2013?
Yeah, it was, I want to say, yeah, it's either 12 or 13, because I remember being in San Antonio, and I remember someone making a comment about blood in the water, and it was still fresh on everyone's mind. So that's the only reason why I know it was released around that time.
I remember when this first came out, I was so disappointed that this was all that it was. And then somebody remixed it with a Tupac song. You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember
that. Was
that
awesome.
Too.
Yeah, that was dope. And I wish I could play you that. But for legal purposes, we're going to stick to Ian's version. Is it Ian or Ian?
Ian. Yeah, it can go either way, I guess.
Even when we had him on the show, I was saying it wrong, I feel like.
Yeah. Call it Ian. This is from his first album, the 10 Years of Democracy, the Chai Dem tribute. So let's get right into this one, boys.
that's it.
Yeah, very quick.
Now, the
Right.
real version of Blood in the Water, it loops, what, about 13 times?
God
Yeah.
knows how many times. Yeah.
And then you get that piano and the violins and stuff from Prostitute, because it's a remix of Prostitute.
Mm-hmm. It's a brain remix of Prostitute.
And what else comes in? The violins. I know when I first heard Blood in the Water, the thing that got me was how they do the piano at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I was so stoked. And if I was actually looking through my emails a few weeks ago, and I was going through some old shit, deleting some old shit, and I had an email from Mr. Dunsford here, and the subject line just said "blood in the fucking water."
Was it the track that I sent it to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Blood in the fucking water.
Yeah, dude, like every time a leak would happen, I would be so excited. I'm like, all right, here you go, Dustin. Listen to this.
I
You
remember
shit.
before we
I
had
was
the show and this random ass people would send us shit. We had Rick here sending me shit.
Yeah, dude, dude, I'm telling you, I was so obsessed, dude. Like, I would check like 3 or 4 different message boards every hour, every day, just to make sure I don't miss nothing, man. Like, dude, back in like 2001, there used to be this thing called GNR Hub, and it was a file sharing site, and that's how
I
I used to
remember
get. Yeah, I used to. It was around for a few years, man, but I used to get all kinds of cool stuff from there, man. I saved them. I still got some of that stuff saved, but yeah, man, like on the boards when stuff would leak, you would have to message people and beg them to send it to you so you would have it. But I remember
Oh, yeah.
every time I would get something, Bertram would be the first one to get. I would send it to, and then I would text. I'm like, check your fucking email now, bro. Check it.
And for those of you listening that send us random shit, first off, we don't condone that.
Thank you, anyways.
Yeah, thank you. And second of all, I still don't believe the general's real. So if anybody out there has it, feel free to prove me wrong.
Yeah,
And
prove us
also,
both wrong.
I would like to, if anyone has that, the full whiskey from '86, shoot it our way. It's out there.
Let's review Blood in the Water. Let's give Blood in the Water. Right? We've all heard it by now. If you haven't heard it, guys, and you're a fan of the show and you're a fan of the band, all I can say is it's out there. Do your homework and find it on your own because we cannot play the real version on this show.
Hey, message me and I'll send you guys everything gladly.
Yeah.
I'll send
Rick's
it to you
an
guys
open
gladly.
book, man.
Well, at this point, yeah. I mean, what's he got to lose? So, guys, anyway, what do you guys think? Caputo, you go first. Rick went first last time. You go first this time.
Yeah, sure. Since Skype's not crapping on me this time. I don't know. I mean, like it's an interesting remix. I mean, like, but compared to the other Brain remixes that have leaked over the last few years or so, it's probably like my least favorite one. I mean,
What's your
like,
favorite?
the Shackler's Revenge remix.
Yeah, the
Yep.
Mortal Kombat. Yeah.
No, the version 2 one where it's got the Street Fighter stuff over it too. That's
I thought that
kick
was
ass,
Mortal
that one.
Kombat. Maybe
No,
I'm
no,
wrong.
it's there's a second version of it with has like stuff from Street Fighter.
Hey, was
Okay.
that the
The
one?
sound like the sound from the announcer from Street Fighter.
Was that the one that that was? I think that was one of the ones I leaked, isn't it?
Maybe.
No. Listen,
Uh,
the House of Blues and the remixes. Oh my God, and Silkworms.
mhm.
It is my fault. That is my fault. But
you know we're on the air right now, right?
hey, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, it was
Oh.
my fault. Sue me.
God damn. I wasn't expecting it to go this way. Out of 5 stars, what do you give it, Chris?
If we're talking like the real Blood in the Water, it's cool, whatever, but like it's just very repetitive. So I'm gonna probably just give it a straight like 1.5 out of 5. Because like I've only listened to it a handful of times. Like I do have possession of it. It's cool to have, but I don't really listen to it that often, and it's just there. It's to me. I don't know.
I'm a little nicer. I'm going to give it a little more credit just because of how cool it was to have anything new at the time that it came out. Well, I said I was going to be nicer, but I think I'm feeling you. I think about. I'm going to give it. No, I'm going to give it a 2. I'm going to give it a 2 because of that Tupac remix that somebody made on YouTube a few years ago that's been taken down. Rick, what do you get Blood in the Water on a 5-star basis?
Okay, so the kid's version that you just played, I will give the kid a 3.5. And now the Guns N' Roses version, I mean, I'm just gonna have to keep it real. I'm just gonna give it a 1. It's my least favorite out of all the remixes, and it was little to no effort on the band's part. Axl just literally had to say "Blood in the Water," and that's all he had to do. To me it was a lazy track. Now I'm not talking about this cover track. I thought the cover track was awesome, but just I prefer every other remix over this one.
Should we get into their song of the day?
Yeah, let's get into some Crash Diet. Well, no, it's not Black Leather, but
Yeah. Crash Diet. Unless you're Ric Flair.
Ass Diet.
I don't know, man. At his age with this COVID going along, I wouldn't have put my face where his was. But
Hey, if you trust your lady enough, why not? You're both fully vaxxed, it's all good.
I think that was some rando.
Yeah, it was.
That's why he's denying it. If it had been his wife, he'd have retweeted it.
Yeah, that was me going to bound.
Only Ric Flair and Conrad Thompson know for sure.
Yeah.
Years and years and years and years ago, there was a little song by a band called Guns N' Roses called Crash Diet. Mm-hmm. And it would spread over the internet, and people would say things like, wow, this song is so good. I don't know why they don't release it. Mm-hmm. Fast forward to today, there's another song that floats around on the internet from time to time, still by Guns N' Roses, and even appears on a set list. Mm-hmm. And everybody still says, why have they not released this?
Yeah. Or played it live, something.
I don't know why they didn't clean this up for the Appetite re-release.
Yeah, why not? I guess maybe it was never, since it was never intended to ever be released at all. Because, even, I'm looking into it here, when Axl was doing that, the forum chat, after Chinese Democracy released, says he was asked about the story behind the song, why it was never officially released. He basically said it was something done with Wes Arkeen and his friend, and more about their guitars than Guns. So I guess they just recorded a demo as a favor to Wes Arkeen.
Okay.
And even though maybe they said, let's just see how it goes, whatever, but they didn't have any intention of releasing it. But Axl Rose is credited as a writer on the song, him and Wes Arkeen. I think both wrote the song.
Well, at least they made a little bit of scratch on the side from it.
Mostly Wes probably did.
Probably.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Del James too. He's credited as a writer.
Del James?
Del James apparently is actually credited on this too.
He must be a hell of a songwriter because he wrote a lot of those. He helped Dizzy write a lot of songs too.
Oh, dude, I think he wrote almost all of Dizzy's album.
Yeah, I got a lot of respect for Del after getting Dizzy. Now that we finished getting Dizzy with it, I have a lot more respect for Del James.
Oh, definitely. He's not just a hanger-on. He's a really pretty good writer, I'd say.
Yeah. Before we get into the solo, let's talk a little more Crash Diet.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it was pre GNR. So basically, the song's about the Vince Neil Razzle accent.
Allegedly.
It says it was about it.
Oh.
I mean, allegedly. You look at the lyrics. It pretty much, I think, is about like that whole incident with Vince Neil and the untimely death of Razzle from Hanoi Rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a Crash Diet, Reds and Lose, shot of vitamin C, and a bottle of booze.
Yeah, so it's basically talking about you're on fucking ludes. Vitamin C apparently, if it's apparently slang for cocaine, which I did not know until now.
Oh, I figured he was drinking screwdrivers. My bad.
He's drinking fucking mimosas. What is this? There's a brunch gone wrong, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it happened in the middle of the day. They were going like 15 miles an hour. Then they hit a cop car, just dinged it, but they got being real dramatic about it.
God damn.
Sorry you took mother's car now.
Yep. Well. Yeah. But yeah, so Axl decided not to use the song for GNR, even though the demo that we're listening to, they recorded it. So basically, Western King was looking for other bands to record Crash Diet. And that's how we got the Wild Side version and also the version with Asphalt Ballet.
Nice. All right, let's throw down on that solo. Is this Slash or is this Tracy Guns then?
I'm not sure because if it says it's pre Guns N' Roses, I'm not sure who's on this actually.
Might even be Izzy.
Probably because he was what he was. Well, this would have been LA Guns then, I guess.
If it's pre GNR, either that or Rapid Fire.
No. That's even more pre GNR.
I can see a good music video coming out of this guitar solo.
Oh, dude, hell yeah.
Last week on Monday Night Raw, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H clash head-to-head. What happened last night at the pay-per-view? Find out tonight. It's
Yeah.
Monday Night Raw.
Somebody got fucking stunned. That's what happened.
Some Guitar Hero shit.
Literally.
This is actually them playing laser tag in the background. They just kept recording.
Yeah. Player placement.
That's why it sounds like he's a mile away from the microphone. All right, Crash Diet, Guns N' Roses. one I've been looking forward to reviewing. So I'm really glad it got chosen. Made it. Didn't make it to season 3, but it made it out. It got out there. It was
Definitely one to knock off the list here. Oh, show.
what a hell of one to knock out.
Yeah, man.
Crash Diet. Well, let's give our final thoughts. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'm gonna let you go first this time.
Let's see. Crash Diet. What can I say here? I try to be fair here. It's gonna be a little hard because I really do like this song. It is one that is currently on my playlist, even though it's the Wild Side version, because this demo is hard to listen to. Just riding down the road.
Yeah.
But I mean, listening to the demo here, we get a good sense of what could have been. And though it may have not fit in, I don't know if it would have fit in with Appetite. Could have fit in with Lies or Illusion just fine.
I think probably more for Lies. Because it's like, it is a little bit, like, it's still like Appetite, like AFD Axel in a way. So, like, Lies is basically that holdover between, AFD and Illusion's albums and stuff. I don't really see this fitting on Illusions, to be honest. Unless maybe use Illusion 1, because that was more of the harder rock kind of album of the two. But, yeah, I'd say either Lies or use Illusion 1. I think it could have, with enough polish, enough re-recording, whatever, throw the rest of the band on there, because the only person we know was on this demo was Axel. That's it.
Yeah, this is true. But I mean, it's honestly a good song.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I like it. I recommend it, especially one of the more cleaned up versions. For a diehard Guns N' Roses fan, if you've never heard Crash Diet, then you need to pause this podcast immediately, go look up the song, and listen to it again. Because there's really no excuse for not having done so. But honestly, my grade is pretty high. I mean, part of me wants to give it like a 4 because it is something I do listen to regularly. But in all fairness, I'm going to knock it down to about a 3.5 just to try to, eliminate some of my bias.
Yeah. I'll probably go along the same lines there. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. It's a pretty good song. Like even the demo's still pretty good, but I feel like this is just like the genesis of what would be like from the later versions by Wild Side and Asphalt Ballet as well. And I think those are better than just this demo version. But like it's still not terrible. It's good. I guess you consider this Guns N' Roses, even though we don't know anyone else is on it beside Axel. It's still very much part of the history of Guns N' Roses and part of the lore, I guess, for sure. It's still a pretty good song. Like I would probably listen to the demo here and there if nothing else was like fuck this. I want to listen to some GNR, but unreleased GNR, I would throw this on unreleased a leaked playlist or whatever, something like that, and just throw it on because it's a cool thing to have. It's a cool thing to listen to. It is a pretty cool song. I mean. How it starts there, and then it just basically fucking goes to 11 with the solo and everything else.
Yeah. What was your grade on it?
3.5.
3.5. Okay.
I think we're thinking very similar this week, actually.
I know, man. We're agreeing a lot. Let's take a listen to this version of "Going Down," our song of the day. Let's just move straight into it. And I'm hoping that the version that I downloaded is the right one. So let's have a listen, and let's see what's up here. Because it doesn't have that piano-ish. Okay, so it's pretty close. All right, we're gonna rewind. Let's just start because this is our buddy Ian, friend of the show, who covered all of the 2000 Intentions songs, also known as the Storage Wars leaks. So he did kind of. I do like his piano that he did. Of course, the piano is not a part of the original, I don't believe. And the original is Tommy Stinson singing with Axel doing vocals, depending on which version you got. Some have...
So the one that leaked in 2013 was the basically the OG one with Axl on backing vocals, Tommy on lead vocals. That had the Bumblefoot solo. And then it leaked again during the whole Storage Wars thing, but that was a more stripped down version. So it's been around since like 2000, 2001. This song.
And I will tell you this: Tommy himself did not have a copy of this song. He never got to hear it until
Just fucking hilarious.
I ain't gonna say who, but a certain friend of ours gave it to Tommy.
Yeah.
And that's how we also found out Tommy demo number 1, because while he was there, of course, he had it on his phone. He played it for Tommy and was like, "What's the name of this song?" Because all we know it as is Tommy demo number 1. And he was like, "Oh, 1%er." So,
Nice.
Tommy demo number 1 was supposed to be called 1%er. We learned that on you can hear the whole story on the episode of Band titled something about Tommy Stent, Cowboys by the Campfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. So let's listen in to some more of Ian's going down. Okay, so here's more recognizable. This is what it sounds like when it starts. Such a good, loving song, I guess, there to start out with for such a rancid episode of Earth.
Yeah. Yeah. The most explicit one yet.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to mark this one as explicit.
Oh, hell yeah. This
You were warned.
Yeah. Who's watching soap operas in the background? So...
Could be me.
Bailey's keeping up with his soaps on the side.
I'll put it on mute just so you don't hear any background.
His
Good man.
stories.
Yeah, you gotta get that Young and the Restless in. I was kidding, by the way.
Know the shade written, it's a crown of thorns. Never seems to break the skin. There's no blood, there's no scars. It's just your broken heart.
I think this guy's a really good artist.
Oh, he's insanely good. Like his covers, he covered all of Chinese Democracy and a lot of these leaks too. And it's some like really good shit he did with it. Like turned a lot of these tracks on their head almost into like totally different genres, which is really cool. He's very talented.
Somehow he was able to get the rights to publish all of these too.
Really?
Oh, it's all just covers anyways. You credit the right people, they get their share of it, and that's it.
Yeah, so his albums were Too Late for Democracy and
10 Years of Democracy was the first one.
10 Years of Democracy was the first one, and then the other songs that came out in the Storage Wars leaks are all on his album Too Late for Democracy. So go show your boy some love and download those from his official source.
And it's on Spotify and all those streaming platforms too.
All right, I'm gonna hit play. Let's get back in.
Used to be so sweet. You walk a smile. The ashtray's full and the coffee's cold. The things you say make you look so old. You got nothing good to say. Keep your mouth shut. Nothing good to do. Keep it to yourself. Nothing's ever good enough for you. Sick of everything that you say as you're going down. Sorry for everything. Sick of everything that you do as you're going down. Look like a fool and I never met or heard no one. Just happened to be there next to you. You're going down.
He's really getting down on that bass in this song.
He usually does everything on here. Multi-instrumentalist, man.
Yeah, he plays all of the instruments, but I'm just noticing his bass line is popping a lot more than the original.
Oh yeah.
But
It's no and Justice for All type stuff.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can definitely hear the bass in the song.
Yep. Justice for Jason.
So
what do we know about Going Down? Do we know anything about the song?
Pretty much. I guess it was like a demo, I guess, recorded during the that era of Chinese democracy when no one knew what the fuck anything was happening.
Yeah.
There's really not much else. Like we don't even know like most of the credits, just besides Tommy and Axel on vocals. I would
Do
assume
we
it's
think this was
probably
like a song that maybe they, sorry to interrupt, but like that
Yeah.
they like put together waiting for Axel in the studio and was like, hey, come sing this on the background because
Probably.
we're kind of tired of waiting on you. We just kind of
Yeah,
fuck around with
or
other
there's
shit.
like the rumor that like, oh, maybe Tommy was planning this for a solo album, but I guess Axel liked it enough and said, no, we should make it a Guns N' Roses song or something. And then I guess
think about how much studio time that band could have just sat there and recorded an entirely separate album.
Dude,
like,
an entire other band was made from that sessions. Fucking Perfect Circle was literally made from those sessions.
Well, I believe Tommy owns this. So, I mean, I think we might have been good to play the original, but I don't want to roll no dice, take no more chances on it. But I know Tommy did say to Rick at the Cowboy.
Oh, he said his name.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, he did tell Rick that he was planning on, now that he's got the songs, that he would like to maybe re-record them and put them on an upcoming album. So there's a good chance Going Down and 1%er
nice.
will see the light of day in the future.
Nice.
Though the star plays, I've heard these words, I've heard them from familiar tongues, I've heard them yelled, I've even heard them sung. Get into your car and ride, just as fast as you can. Had your 15 minutes, you try to take an hour. Now no one hears your call. You got nothing good to say. Keep your mouth shut. Nothing good to do. Keep it to yourself. Nothing's ever good enough for you. I'm sick of everything that you say as you're going down. Sorry for everything. Sick of everything.
I am digging this bass line.
Oh yeah.
Because I can get down to that alone. All right, here we go. Taking some liberties here, but he's doing really good.
Sick of everything that you say as you're going down. Sorry for everything.
Well,
Fade out.
got the fade out and everything. So that's our
That's a
buddy
damn good cover, man. Holy shit.
Iron covering Going Down. But for our review, I'm sure we've all heard Going Down by Guns N' Roses here, right?
I've heard the leak, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's talk about that a little bit. Since we can't play it, that's the closest we can come. So if you haven't already heard it, I mean, that's pretty close. His cover is pretty close to the original. Yeah. So, yeah, let's talk about it. What did you guys think when the leak first came along? What was your reactions to it?
Who wants to go first?
I'll let you go first, Jeff.
Yeah.
I was stoked, man. Like, any leak that happened prior to the album coming out, like, or, you know, post that wasn't on the album, like, I kind of wanted to hear, especially with the leaks that Sebastian did and, you know, Mike, what's his Piazza did. Yeah. Like, I was stoked for them, but I wasn't really sold on them. But this one I was. Maybe it was because Axl was kind of going in there and doing backing vocals and letting the band kind of do their thing. But the whole time I'm listening to it, it's hard for me not to think of Jackal's, you know, Going Down on Me, or Janis Joplin's Down on Me. You know, it's kind of been done, but, you know, hey, this song rocks. Unfortunately, you know, we couldn't listen to the OG one or the leak, you know. Ian's, like, you know, I think could be mixed a little bit better, but he's not working with a multi-million-dollar studio, I'm assuming.
I picked the demo because the demo that he did, this was a demo. Yeah. I picked his demo for us to listen to because I feel like of all of he's got 3 versions of it that he's done. And the version, because he does change the lyrics a lot in Too Late for Democracy because it's a concept album that tells a story at the same time. So this demo is the one I felt like was closest to the original.
Right. Yeah, I mean, no more power to him for doing it, and the bass lines were great. And, you know, I'm not taking away from his artistry. I'm just saying, like, unfortunately, like, it wasn't mixed the best. That's it. That's all I'm saying. You know,
right on.
Everything else was kind of, you know, parallel to what I had heard in the leaks. So, you know, I give him an A for effort and solid B for delivery.
Well, what about you, Bailey? What did you think about when Going Down first came out?
I don't actually know that much about like this leak actually. So, but I mean, the song that we just listened to, I mean, it's all right. I mean, it definitely has that like punk kind of feel to it too. That being Tommy, and obviously his, you know, his punk past. But I thought it was all right. You know, the bass was decent in it, so I'd say like 3.5 out of 5.
All right,
that's what I give it.
You gonna give it? Okay, so well, let's get into our final thoughts then. Chris,
yeah,
do you want to say yours, or do you?
Yeah, like final thoughts, ratings. Even like going back to when this leaked, I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. Like I liked how like it was sort of remind me of like that User Illusion era where Axl would, you know, let other sort of band members sort of shine, give them a song to write, whatever. You know, we had like Duff singing vocals on So Fine, or Izzy doing the vocals on 14 Years and basically taking the reins on that track. And it was really cool because it's like you see he's trying to do something like different. It's not just, it's Axl and a bunch of other hired musicians. Like it felt more like an actual like band in some ways. You know, like, yeah, he was probably still being, you know, douche Axl and still showing up late, whatever, but you know, he actually cared about these dudes' great music in a way. So I really like this song. Like this version from Ian's really good, but like you can't never beat that original. I'm gonna go 4 out of 5 for this one. Going Down's a great track, and I hope we get maybe Tommy Stinson release it like on a future solo project. I think it'd be really cool. It would have been a good B-side for like if they ever did Chinese Democracy 2. Like a B-side for the lead single or something, but that as a bonus.
Yeah, but knowing Team Brazil, that'd be a lot of contracts, and that'd be a lot of if Tommy's on it.
It sounds like a lot of work, and I don't think they're going to do any of that.
Do you think
If
they
they're
could
gonna
redo this with
re-record Adler's track on Shadow, like I think that Tommy
Yeah.
getting any money on a B-side.
No,
Yeah.
Duff's gonna steal that track.
That's what I just
Hopefully
mentioned.
not, man. That would suck. Hopefully
Well-
Duff doesn't steal that track.
What was you
Well,
saying,
Duff-
Bailey?
Well, Duff, like I was gonna, like you were just mentioning, like Duff. Could you see Duff re-recording this? But I think Duff also he likes Tommy because he liked his band, The Replacements.
Yeah.
So he's got some respect for him.
I think if Duff ends up taking over this song and they put it on a new album, I think that would be the final straw for me. Like Team Brazil, come on.
I don't
It'd be
think
gutty.
I don't think Tommy would have a problem with it as long as Duff got Tommy's blessing.
Yeah, he doesn't get
Tom-
writing credits or something.
Yeah, and he got Duff's money. You know?
Yeah.
That'd be my major concern. Don't sell Tommy down the river for this, man.
Yeah, I think for this track, I think I kind of would like to hear Tommy because Tommy wrote the shit, didn't he?
Right? Yeah. So he's
Yeah,
got
this
the
is his
writing
baby.
credits. He's got the writing credits and owns the song. I guess he said.
So, yeah, man, I do look forward to seeing if Tommy does actually do something with this in the future, or the other song, 1%er. As far as Going Down goes, the original demo, I do enjoy it. It's a good one to have. I was really happy when it came out. Really excited to listen to it when it found its way to the internet. So for me, I'm going to give it a 4. And I'm going by the original, not Ian's cover of it. Like Ian's cover is really good, or Ian's cover is really good, but I think for the original, since that's what we're mainly here to talk about on the rating scale, it gets a 4 for me. The version though that we just listened to, I thought is also really fucking good. So, I mean, it's worth the download. So, head over to, I think it's Live or Reverb Nation. We'll find the link. We'll post homies links in here so you can go download it yourself. And
Yeah. It's on Twitter and Instagram. I believe that Ian Music, AIEN Music. I believe was his handle. So we'll post it whenever this was dropped. So.
there's the iconic intro. What was the one that Motley Crue covered? Was it Jailhouse Rock?
I think.
Elvis tune?
Yeah. Oh, I think Motley Crue covered one also. I think it was Jailhouse Rock.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
sure
look
they
it
probably
up.
did. I can't think of it. Anything's better than their
I'm sorry?
horrible. Anything's better than their horrible Anarchy in the UK cover. What a dung cover that was. Just it had nothing to do with the band. I mean, they weren't punk rock. They weren't from the UK. It's just the whole premise of them doing that song was just pointless.
It was a cash grab.
I don't know what it was, but
Probably.
That's how I feel about Sympathy for the Devil.
Oh, and GNR
yeah,
covered that?
I think
Oh,
so.
Yeah.
the sound of a band breaking up.
Yeah, isn't that what Slash says is like one of the last things they did before he quit, and it was one of the things that pushed him over the edge. Is just a mess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was.
There's a lot of difference, though. Like when they cover Live and Let Die, when they cover Knocking on Heaven's Door, they make those songs their own.
Right.
But with that one, it's just they don't add nothing to it that the Rolling Stones didn't already do and do better. I think that it's like Chris said, it is what led to them breaking up. But I think a lot of the reason we got only covers there for the last album and the last single was just because you couldn't get these guys in a room together.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And Izzy was gone.
Yeah.
Guys, I know that I said we were going to listen a little bit and talk about the story here, and I think I've already figured it out. I think it's a whorehouse. I think it's about the bunny ranch in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I don't think there's much nuance to the story. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, and it's been that way since Axl first recorded it in the 50s and Elvis covered it some decades later. So, pretty cool though. That they stayed true to the sort of the vibe of the original intro, and then Adler comes in on the cowbell, and they just go to the 4 on the floor, up tempo. Punk rock version of it.
It actually does have a story to it in real life. Somewhat. It's about a man that commits suicide by jumping out of a window in a hotel. So it is.
I did not know that.
There is somewhat of a story to it.
I'm kind of preferring the horror house interpretation at this point.
Yeah, it's a much more happier vibe.
It really is.
Themselves. Like, oh, really? Sad face.
I got to say, that is a very kick-ass solo, and it sucks. It just kind of got stuck to a demo and never really heard from anybody.
Yeah, it's got like elements of the Paradise City solo, the extended one toward the end, and then he invokes the melody from the intro in it towards the end. So one of the great all-time lead players. I mean, just has that kind of falling down the stairs element to his playing, where like he's in control but kind of on the verge of losing it at any time, and just that reckless abandon in his playing, and just very signature style. Huge fan.
Okay, so the bellhop's tears keep flowing, and the clerk's desk dressed in black. Because sometimes when you go like to the bunny ranch, there'll be that woman that you meet at the clerk or at the desk there that checks you in, and she's got that black corset on and everything, and then she lines up the girls there. That's who it is, and it's like they've been so long on Lonely Street that they're never coming back. Well, yeah, that's why they're here. And then once you come up in there and you drop that $50 or whatever it costs, I'm sure more than $50. Yeah, you're going to be like, man, This is awesome.
Why would you quit a job like that? Really? And tears could be a euphemism for semen. I mean, there's all sorts of things that you could, tie into the preferable story here tonight. So, I'm not having the suicide element of it. It's not. I'm not buying into it.
Let's rewind and just forget about all that, and let's go to the previous verse, where it's although it's crowded, you can still find some room because it's like an orgy, and just grab something and jump on. Those broken-hearted, I guess that's how an orgy works. I've never been to one. Those broken-hearted lovers cry away in their gloom. You know what? Now that we've determined that tears are a euphemism for semen, then it really, really does hold the whorehouse thing into to a tighter degree.
Yeah, I mean, why would broken-hearted lovers give a shit if somebody jumped out the window? Who cares? I mean, how does that affect them in any way? It's just that story doesn't hold water for me. It's bullshit. Not buying it.
Oh, I almost went to the Heartbreak Hotel in Vegas once. I only wanted a T-shirt.
Is there that's an actual place?
No, I'm talking about the Bunny Ranch.
Oh, okay, all right.
When me and a friend of mine went to Vegas to see Guns N' Roses, there was two places I wanted to go in Vegas that we didn't get to go to either of them. But I wanted to go to the Bunny Ranch, and but it's like way out there because you have to leave the city and everything, so it's a pretty good drive away. And the cab ride alone would have been ridiculous. So, and all of that just to get a T-shirt, it did not seem worth it to me.
No, I think I made the right call.
And now, granted, I might have glanced at the menu while I was there to see what I could afford,
which was nothing.
But you know what? I have a feeling that had I done that, it would be a T-shirt.
Now, you guys you're in Michigan somewhere, right?
I'm in Missouri.
Okay.
Chris is in Ontario.
I bring up Michigan because kind of my extremely lower level equivalent of the story you just told about wanting to go to the Bunny Ranch is, on Interstate 94 that goes from Detroit to Chicago. Because I live in Chicago now, but I was born in Detroit and lived in the Detroit area until I was like 24. So I've gone back and forth between Detroit and Chicago many times on I-94, and along the way there are at least 10, I would say, off the top of my head, of roadside Asian spas that are prominently advertised with billboards and whatnot. And let's put it this way: if you can afford to advertise on a billboard on a major U.S. interstate, you're not just giving back rubs at your establishment. Something else is going on there, and it was just always intriguing and just completely or conveniently located off any number of exits between Detroit and Chicago. And I just haven't been able to bring myself to actually visit one, just because I think the notion of it is way more exotic than what you would actually experience what you're there. So that's my extremely lower level version of your Bunny Ranch curiosity.
I actually have a story about one of those places too. And it happened in Mississippi. And anything that, like when you say like a Mississippi handjob parlor, it sounds exactly what you have in mind right now is exactly what it was. But we had, me and a buddy of mine had gone to the casino to see Slash. It always comes back around to me chasing GNR somewhere. But we had gone to Biloxi to the Hard Rock Casino to see Slash, and the ticket advertisement was incorrect, and we missed half the show. And I was pissed because we'd just driven 8 hours to watch 45 minutes of a Slash show. So I told Reese, I was like, bro, this is not how this trip ends. Fuck that. So I go to the ATM, I pull $100, and I go gamble at the casino out of nothing but anger. And I sit down at the blackjack table, and Reese sits down with me. And I have no idea to this day how much money I won that night, but it was bulging out of my pockets because I wasn't letting the dealer see how much money I had. And I told myself, when I run out of money in my left hand, whether I'm up or down, I'll stop gambling. But I wasn't going to bet my winnings because I was like, fuck that. I'd done too well. So my buddy had lost all of his money at the casino, and he was down, and I didn't know this. So I was like, what's wrong, bro? He goes, I lost all of my money. I was like, all of your money? Like, how much is that? He said, I lost about $400. I went, oh, shit, bro, is that all? I reached in my pocket and pulled out this huge handful of chips, and I picked 4 out that didn't even put a dent in of all hundreds, and I handed it to him, and I said, bro, we're having a goddamn good weekend now. So we cash in. And we had hired a cab driver to take us wherever we wanted to go so that we didn't have to fuck with waiting on a cab. Because at the time, I was making okay money at my job, and I saw this as a free epic vacation that I could take with my best friend here. And so I made the joke to the cab driver because we talked about getting massages. As something we were going to do. But, like, legit go get a massage. Like, a legit go get a massage. Not go to a hand job parlor. And so I made the joke to the cab driver. I said, unless you know where we can go to one of those Asian places where we can get one of those happy massages. And he goes, and it was funny because right when I said that, he goes, oh, yeah, we're here. And he whipped into this little rinky-dink shack with nothing but a neon light that said massage parlor. Like, we were at... It had worked out that we were passing by it when I made the joke. And so I didn't even have time to laugh about, I made a joke. That was supposed to be funny. And then we were boom in the parking lot. And so, oh my God. And it was as run down and skeevy and seedy looking as you would think a Mississippi handjob parlor would look. I went there in my head like I was like, I looked at my buddy Reese and I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to pass on this.
Yeah, it's exactly it. It's like you see these places and there's like maybe one car in the parking lot and you're just like, yeah, I'm not going in there. So
it's probably the mayor.
It's all, yeah, right. So it seems like they're all the same throughout the United States. So.
So we do get more lyrics that support the whorehouse theory, though. To the breakdown. There it is, Heartbreak Hotel. I didn't see a reason. We were so close to the end, I just decided to let it finish up there. Now you've heard it, Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, it was, listening to that, it just kind of reminds me of like, I don't know if you guys have been in bands before, but, when you're first getting together and before you start or in the early stages of writing your own stuff, you pick out a bunch of covers that you like to do. Generally, they're kind of like your basic rock and roll stuff, and you try to put your own stamp on it, and that's just kind of the vibe I'm getting from that. Is just probably something that they knocked out very very early on in the rehearsal room when they were just getting together, and decided to put it down on tape as a demo, and and then they eventually became the biggest band in the world. So it's just kind of cool to sort of hear this seminal music from them, and just that sort of reckless abandon that was kind of their trademark in the early days.
And from what I understand, Caputo, isn't that about the story behind this? I think they were producer shopping at the time, but they sure hadn't finished the album.
Yeah, because this was from the 1986 sessions at Sound City Studios. So this would be around the time they were shopping different producers around. Like even, I think Paul Stanley was rumored at one point to produce Appetite for Destruction. That didn't work out, though.
Oh, that would be cool.
It'd be interesting.
Ratings. Who goes first today? You want to go first, Chris?
I'm going to give it a 3 because I generally, well, certainly from that era, I mean, they just had such great original material that ended up on the first album and spilled over onto the Illusion albums, of course. It's kind of like when you open up Appetite for Destruction and you see that little snippet of the lyrics of "You Could Be Mine" in the liner notes, and then that comes out. The song got held over for the Use Your Illusion album. So, a lot of the stuff that they were churning out just carried them throughout the first 3 albums with that weren't the EP, of course. I am a big fan of the Spaghetti Incident album, though. I know that people have mixed feelings about that, but I think they did a great job on every cut on there, and I'm a big fan of the album. So I would have preferred, to hear an original cut from that era, but great energy on this one, and just a basic barroom rock and roll cover, and they did a great job with it.
All right, Caputo.
Yeah, I'd give it a 3 out of 5 because this is like a really good, like low key, it's like a really good cover that honestly it could have fit out of the Lies EP. This even could have fit Use Your Illusion 1 because that was more of the more hard rock kind of style of album. Like this would have been cool to see even released as just a random B-side on a single, but it's really good. It's definitely like reflects the sound of that time, like the mid to late 80s of GNR, like in that area, the more like Sunset Strip, sleazy kind of GNR type of things. So it's good. I would give it a 3. I'm going to leave it at that.
I was also thinking 3 because my reason's completely different. I go by, like, the only one we've ever had that was a perfect 5. I believe... Don't quote me on this because, there were several episodes where we forgot to rate at all, and then we had to go play catch-up. I think, in my thinking, Welcome to the Jungle is the one, it's kind of the standard I hold it to. And
yeah, that was it.
I think My World is probably the shittiest song ever. And
it totally is.
So, when I compare, like, My World, because I haven't decided if we're going to go zeros yet or not, or if we can do like Dave Meltzer and go in the negatives.
Oh fuck, we'll do whatever.
We'll cross those bridges when we get to them. If we hear something that deserves a negative, I don't think we will, or we probably wouldn't have dedicated a whole podcast to the band until we get to My World. I think we can all universally agree that song sucks. But
Yeah.
To me, it's like middle of the road. Like, would I change the channel if it came on? No. Is it one of the first GNR songs I would pick? Just on a road trip and I want to throw on some music and listen to it? No. But if I was putting together a playlist of my favorite GNR songs that I could rock out to, I could see this making the cut.
Just do it. Guns N' Roses covering the Rolling Stones.
So far, it's pretty jammy.
Oh yeah, this is the 80s GNR sound to a T.
Classic Axl sound.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was a very good band at the time.
Mm-hmm. The peak Sunset Strip sleeves sound.
Hell yeah. Did you hear the Rolling Stones version of this song? Have you taken the time to look that up?
Yeah. Well, I probably have. I just haven't listened to it in like ever. I don't know.
I think I've heard it before, but I'm not really that familiar with the Stones version of it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the Stones, but it's just not one of the ones I think of when I...
Yeah, it's much more bluesy, probably. Their version is definitely much more bluesy. Different kind of thing, yeah.
So it's basically two different songs that share the same lyrics.
Yeah.
And riffs. I mean, one's just... There's some things that are similar.
Mm-hmm.
From what I can remember of it.
Mm.
Oh, you know what we ought to do? Does this have a solo?
I think we just heard it, yeah.
I mean, on the original. Does Keith Richards throw down a solo?
I don't recall. We can definitely look in after. I think we can definitely look into it.
We should do a
comparison.
a guitar battle.
All right. I'm down. If there is one, for sure, I'm down.
Let's see what we got. Well, let's move on with this song.
Yeah.
And we'll check out the original. We'll check that out in extra.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I'd have thought of that, though, before we got started.
Sure. Hey. I thought of it now.
Yeah. cool about them taking these demos and cleaning them up is that we kind of get new songs from the original 5.
Yeah, essentially. It's the cover.
Yeah. But you see what I mean. It's...
Mm-hmm.
Happy Mother's Day, Mama Caputo.
I say that's still a ways off.
Is it? When is that? Oh shit! When is that? Have I fucking
Middle of May.
Oh,
or
good.
Beginning of May, somewhere in there. Yeah, it's in May. I know for sure.
Oh, thank God! You almost gave me a heart attack, man, because I have no clue when that is. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, at least like North American Mother's Day is in May. I don't know. Half of Europe celebrates like different fucking days of the year. I don't know. It's weird.
Huh.
Moving
Didn't
on.
know that. All right, Jumpin' Jack Flash, and like I said, we'll listen to the Stones version in extra. But yeah, man, to me, like what I was saying was these demos. When they released the box set a few years ago, that's one of the good things they did. Is they took some of these demos and they cleaned them up too.
Yeah.
And made them sound a little better than the versions that we had floating around on the internet. So to me, that was cool because even though like this one's a cover, there's a couple that aren't covers. I just don't understand why they didn't make Crash Diet as part of that, because that was the one I was looking forward to the most.
Yeah, maybe we'll get that in the Illusions box set if they do something like that.
Yeah. That one was cool. But, what do you give this one?
I would say a 2.5. Because, I don't know, maybe I feel like it's good. When I listen to it again, probably, but not often. I mean, there's a kick-ass guitar solo from Slash there. But, like, out of, like, the covers, I guess, in this box set, whatever, I prefer the Heartbreak Hotel cover to this one.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
That was a really good one from this box set of, like, sessions from studios and whatever. Yeah, I prefer that one over this. This is good, but it's, I don't know, there's better, I think.
Yeah, there is better, but I still think if I was gonna put together a CD of GNR songs, I don't know if I would put this in like the top 12. But smack dab in the middle is not bad for me. I think I'd put it in 3 because it would definitely be in the next wave, disc number 2.
Yeah.
What does this sound like?
It sounds like Quick Song.
Oh, does it? No, what's this sound?
That's the Quick Song vocals.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just Axl just making noises. That's the way Quick Song is.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. What is this? This is making me think of another song. This is like beach music. Like prop your feet up on the beach, having yourself a margarita or a Corona, back when we could still call it that. In good conscience.
It's like some Jimmy Buffett shit.
Kinda, yeah. This is Hanson shit.
A little bit, yeah.
It sounds like a pop song, right?
Yeah. Caputo, are you? Did you pull the lyrics for this?
I do have the lyrics pulled up here, yeah.
Give us. Let us get through this. Hang on, we're gonna listen a little more. Does it have verses? As I don't think it follows that formula.
Right now we're still at the first verse. Then there's actually a chorus.
Okay.
A small chorus.
Okay. I swear I can hear Hanson playing this. That's one thing hanging out with Rick Dunsford will do for you. Get you listening to fucking Hans.
I've got a real collection of music. Dude, I've got a real taste of music.
I would have never gave that band a chance.
So what's so special about this Sunday that he is singing about? Is what I want to know. Like, let's really get deep into this song. Like,
all
what
right,
is the
well,
purpose?
Caputo's going to read us the lyrics to the first verse here. So let's read the lyrics and we'll dissect them and we'll come up with what that is.
All right. So it starts off, I know you've been dreaming about the times in our lives, but I've been screaming in my bed late at night. A space a little, and your stack of pain makes it grip that skull to me, child, that you'll stay. You've been in my life so long, can I get through to you? I touch you eyes, and it shades my life blue. There's something I need to say before it's too late. It
I
probably
be
means I
touching you.
touch your eyes. I don't know. That's what
I
it
be
shows
touching
up
you
here. I don't know.
eyes,
Maybe that
babe.
could be it. Touching your eyes.
Yeah, there we go. I like that one.
Touch your ass.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something I need to say before it's too late, but I won't hold you back while I'm begging you to stay. Verse 1.
Okay. And then it's just another Sunday, etc.
So what did we get?
Yeah, it sounds like...
Oh, God, it's an Aaron Everly song before he ever even met her.
Yeah,
probably. This was, recorded in 1990, so I would assume so.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, it is an Aaron Everly song, probably.
Definitely.
1990? That song was... Are you serious? That was in 1990?
Yeah, this is like a part of the Illusions demo.
I did not know that.
I'm glad it didn't make it, because that song does not hold up to any of the Illusion stuff except for My World.
Yeah, My World made it. This did not.
Step into My World.
Which is still in the wheel, by the way.
Oh, God.
It's coming, folks. When My World finally comes up, like as much shit as we've talked, I have no clue what we're going to do in that episode. All right.
I'm literally just going to roast it for a full hour.
Have you on? We'll try. We'll see that.
Oh, we will.
Now I want you to try something. What's the guy that sings "If Only" from Hanson? What's his name?
There's Taylor, Isaac, and Zach.
Is Zach the one? Taylor's the drummer, right?
No, Zach's the drummer. Taylor's the keyboardist, the main singer.
Okay, so Taylor. So imagine Taylor Hanson singing these lyrics. All right, here we go.
Hold on. Is this a Hanson podcast?
Well, we talk about Kiss a lot on here, too. I didn't realize how much we talked about Kiss until Brando came on. It was like, you guys talk about Kiss like every episode.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't think so.
Not at all.
Okay, I know what it sounds like. So imagine an 80s show like, I don't know, like a Laverne and Shirley type show. It sounds like an intro music for like an 80s sitcom show. You know, with that.
I think that was
weird...
the 70s, bro.
Or yeah, 70s or like something in the 80s or 70s, man. It's some kind of weird sitcom. It sounds like it sounds like it could be an intro to some cheesy, you know, like some family sitcom show. You know, like
yeah,
If you take Axl's vocals out and you just have the instrumental, you know, you can see like the kids smiling at the camera, you know, the dad folding the laundry, and then he looks up and like, oh, what the fuck is this camera doing here? Hi, you know, just
freeze frame. Oh my God.
That's what this shit reminds me of.
You're right, though. You want to read us some more lyrics before we continue?
All right, yeah, let's get into verse 2 here.
All right, let's break
there's
this
too many
story down.
games. There's too many games in a day for a simple man to face. That desperate moment in your life where you can't be afraid. Don't think your second chance will break around the bend, because hearts don't always share love or the person on the other end.
Okay, right. Pause for a second. I can relate to this because sometimes, I mean, yeah, I want to watch the Chiefs game, but then I want to watch the fucking Steelers game, and it's on Sunday, and they're both playing at the same time. So now I have to choose who's more important, my home team, the Chiefs, or the Steelers, the team that I'm dreading the Chiefs having to play someday. And and so I can relate to this verse.
So you're saying that Axl Rose wrote a song about Sunday Night Football?
Yes.
Absolutely,
Just
yeah. It makes
another Sunday.
Rick likes the Cowboys though,
not this season.
with their third string quarterback, and they were on their second string quarterback when I was in Mississippi last time while we were eating at the restaurant, and we got to watch in real time as he broke the fuck out of his leg.
Oh, and then we almost beat the Steelers with a third string quarterback.
This is true. This is true. All right, here we go. Back in. If you sung it in a Jamaican accent, this would be reggae.
Yeah.
My
Give me
professional
some
opinion.
reggae.
What's your professional opinion?
That it would be reggae.
Right. I got an exercise for everybody out there. I know it's not reggae, but I want everybody out there, don't Google it. Name 5 Bob Marley songs.
Oh, fuck. I got at least 3.
All the Bob Marley shirts I see out there and all the Bob Marley posters that sell. That's all I ask is name 5 Bob Marley songs, because nobody that I've ever seen in a Bob Marley shirt, if I see somebody in a Bob Marley shirt, I'll say name 5 Bob Marley songs. Nobody's been able to do it.
Oh, ask someone in a Misfit shirt to name 5 Misfit songs.
Oh, I can do that.
Well, I know you can, but like, a lot of people can't.
They'll say dig up her bones. But I don't hate it. That's the thing, though. I don't like it, but I don't hate it. Hell
It's
no.
a filler for sure.
Do what?
It's a filler track for sure.
Yeah.
I think
Hell
you're saying
no.
no right here.
To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to
And
the
with
no.
that, I could translate that part for you right there. Aaron was wanting to use a strap on Axel, and at that part he was like, no. He was letting that bitch know.
No.
That's not gonna happen.
Caputo, you want to read us the last verse so we can really dissect the song before we get into ratings?
Would we want to continue from the second verse, or?
Yeah. Or is there a third verse, or did I just... Because we talked all
Yeah, I only read, like... You want me to just go through the last verse?
Yeah, skip ahead. Yeah, skip it.
Okay. So, verse 3. Those are tickets for the same plane. Bring it back to me. Because I think it's supposed to be feeling the same pain makes half the luxury. Take a walk away won't end the carousel. But if walking away can bring you back, then I wish you well. You've been in my life so long, can I get through to you? I touch your eyes and it shades my life blue. And then it's like the last few ones from, it's like that repeating a couple lines from the last 2 verses too.
Okay. Yeah, that don't make no sense. So, all right.
Who wrote this song? Who's the writer of this song? Do we know?
Oh, yeah. Axl Rose and West Arkeem.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, that is very disappointing. Okay. I was hoping it would be Slash.
A lot changed between 1990 and 2000 when it comes to songwriting ability.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was.
All right, ratings. Rick, you're our guest. Would you like to go first? We go from a scale of 1 to 5. How many stars would you give this song?
Oh my.
I mean, to be honest, I'm probably at 1.5.
1.5. Okay.
I mean, I would give on the vocals, just the way Axel sounds, I would give Axel a solid 4.5. But just the music in general, the music was garbage. The music I did not enjoy at all. It's not something I would just put in the car and like, yo, fellas, check this out.
Yeah.
If I wanted someone to listen to Guns N' Roses, that would be the last song I would let them hear.
You
know
want
what
to
I'm saying?
step
So
into my world.
I'll probably let them hear that one before I let them hear this one.
Fair enough. Chris, do you want to go next or you want me to go next? Did I lose him? Caputo.
You're muted.
Am I muted?
My connection. No, it's my connection's like fucked right now, so I don't know what the hell is going on here.
Oh, man. The troubles of the internet. Can you hear me, Rick?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
It's cutting in and out right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to switch to audio only here.
Okay.
Hopefully
Have you had a
that kind of
video on the
works.
whole time?
Yeah, we record video, but we don't use it.
Oh, because I haven't seen his video. It just says CC.
Oh, okay. Well, while Chris is figuring out his connection, I guess I'll give my input on it. Like I said, it sounds kind of reggae-ish. I think Rick made a good call with the 80s thing that he was saying. And for me, the song in general, I agree that the music kind of sucked. I don't know if that was really Guns N' Roses playing the music or if that sounded like stock music to me.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. It's like it doesn't sound like obviously Axel was there, but
yeah,
it just sounded like just a bunch of fart machines he was singing over.
Yeah, I think what may have happened was that Axel probably, to me, it feels like Axel recorded vocals over stock music, is what it sounds like to me. And for that reason, I don't know. Like you said though, you nailed it on the head. Axel was pretty on point, but the song itself kind of sucked. So
yeah, Axel's voice is great.
I'll be a little more generous, and I'll give it a solid 2. Just for how Axel sounded, I'll give it a solid 2. But we're all back together now. So Chris, we were up to you. What is your review of Just Another Sunday?
Honestly, it's interesting. It's also weird, this fucking song. Like, I get that it's a demo, like, but still, like, I don't know. To me, it sounds like something Barry fucking Manilow would sing. Like, it's like literally, it sounds like that, or like it's like a Rod Stewart demo. That's what it sounds like.
He hit the nail on the head, bro.
Yeah.
Rod Stewart, come on.
Yeah, all I needed was some line about it, like the Copacabana or some shit, and it's like, there you go.
So, what's your score?
This is I'm just gonna give it like a solid 1. Like, I get it's a demo, but like I don't know where this was gonna lead to. Like, usually with demos, you can see like, oh, this could have been something like this, or like you can see other bits of it incorporated into like other songs into like that album or whatever. But like, I don't see where the fuck this was gonna go anywhere. This is just like a weird Axel pet project. Yeah, basically, like as Rick mentioned earlier, it's literally like fucking. It's a Just Another Sunday, the sitcom. Maybe he's writing a theme song for like a cheesy TV show. Could have been.
Dude, that is hilarious.
All right. So with that, Chris, are you ready to check out State of Grace?
I am ready, because I didn't really listen to this like that many times. It's a good song, but I don't know. There's more other stuff that was like putting on repeat during the leak season.
Better stuff.
Oh no, stuff that like enticed me more. I guess like that, like right off the bat was like, oh, this is good shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I really hate the $3 pyramid wasn't much more than what it was.
It was still good though to see like this stuff was like halfway done, like 8 years, like 10 years before this stuff came out.
Yeah. What the fuck was realdoll.com? Have you heard that?
I heard it like a couple times, but like, yeah, a lot of those instrumentals are interesting. Would I ever listen to them again? Probably, but I'm not gonna like be like, oh, I'm like not gonna go out of my way to listen to it if it comes up in a shuffle, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah. All right. You mean if you had it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did this to like once or twice. I was like, whatever.
All right, from the get-go, we get a little bit of a more, I think could use some more distortion on the guitar, but a really okay introduction to something that's it's going to be a slow song.
Yeah, it's a very slow, like sort of very industrial, this song, I'd say, in some sorts.
Right. It's really dark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's move on. I'm gonna hit play.
Play.
What can I say? Free will was blind today. The choice that you made is not a road that I would take. To abuse and betray, the time will come for you to pay.
Okay, is it me? I am very underwhelmed with the verses in this song. Like, from the get-go here, it just is... It sounds like Axel reading bad poetry rather than it does him singing a kick-ass song.
Yeah, it kind of does. I think when you bring it up like that, I never really thought about it like that. But when you do like bring it up that, I'm like, it does kind of sound like that.
He doesn't sound very interested in this song, at least not here in this first verse.
Yeah. Well, this is still rough, so I mean, like,
well,
for a rough mix, decent.
You got to give it a break at some point, because probably even the lyrics aren't finished yet. So.
Yeah, I mean, even a couple songs we got from, the whole Leakamania this past few months, there was one where just him going like, ah, 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 ah. So, like, there was stuff like that, like, it was just like, where, like, I guess it's supposed to sound that way, but there's no, like, vocals, just him going like, ooh and ah. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
All right, here goes.
And it's not far away. This end you cannot evade now.
All right, before we get in the chorus, does he say tears that go unexplained, or because I'm having trouble like deciphering some of the lyrics here?
Yeah, so not far away with tears that go unexplained now.
Okay, so I was right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's listen some more. Had this came out in the time that it was originally supposed to, I think, I don't know if this would have been a hit, but this might have got more radio play.
Yeah, it could have been like a promotional single, I think. Would have been good.
Like a B-side?
Yeah, like a B-side for sure. Would have been good for a B-side.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
You know they say it's just a passing phase. No longer a game. Another problem of the human race. Goes right to your brain. Cut out that hidden place. With no sense of shame. So many memories to be erased now.
All right, so we're about to go into the second chorus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still underwhelmed with I mean, granted, okay, when this first dropped, I was stoked Because it was like, whoa, dude, new GNR song. And I probably liked it a lot better than now that it's been, what, a month or two? And
Yeah, even longer. Yeah.
The dust has settled on it a little bit. This isn't one I find myself returning to.
Yeah, same here.
I gotta be honest, man. Axl sounds bored as fuck. I mean, it's. I've heard him do so much better, and that's probably, you get into some of these unreleased songs, you start figuring out why they were unreleased.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's just move on. Get it over with.
Let's do it.
All right, it's about to pick up here in a second. We're building up to something.
This is where it gets really fucking good. This is the best part of the song, I'd say.
Oh, yeah, yeah. All right, so I guess we're going into the final chorus here in just a second. Now, we've got the part where Axl starts to hit them high notes and really get into it. But the problem with it is I have no idea what he's saying there. I guess I could look it up on the AZ lyrics.
Yeah, there's a lot of question marks in certain parts here, especially near this part.
Oh. So I guess that's the mystery then.
Yes. That's the real mystery behind this song.
Yeah. One thing about Axl I've noticed in his writing, a lot of times he writes how people talk. Like, it still rhymes. Like, with Better, how things seem to rhyme. What's the word I'm looking for? Almost, like when you're talking to somebody and then you say a couple of words that rhyme together and you don't really notice it. And then you catch yourself. Like, if I were you, I'd manage to avoid the invitation of promised love that can't keep up with your adoration. This is how people talk.
Yeah, no way, yeah. I agree.
I mean, that sounds like he's writing a love letter more than he's writing a poem.
I feel like that's like half his songs, though.
Huh?
I feel like that's like a lot of Axl stuff. I don't know, maybe like half his stuff, but there's like a chunk of stuff that's like sort of lovey, but it's like the other side of love, where it's like really fucked up.
Yeah, but if you go like that, it's probably, when you really think about it, it's probably something obvious.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, his lyrics can sometimes be simplistic and yet fucking genius.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if this is an example of that. But you got to remember, we're over here tearing apart and scrutinizing a piece of art that the artist wanted crammed in the attic and forgot about. So, we're kind of the assholes in this episode. There's no getting around that. But that's
when you ain't releasing new music.
That's what we do on this show, is we review songs.
Yes.
So it's got to be an honest review.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to play the rest of it here.
Can
So that was State of Grace. Chris Caputo, let's vote. Do you want to release it or decease it?
Ooh. I don't know. I wouldn't want to say like kill it entirely. I think like if there was like, you know, enough more work, I guess, put into it, I would want to see it released. This would have been a good like filler probably for Chiden 2 or 3 or whatever. So I mean, I would definitely want to like see a lot of this stuff see the light of day. So I would say with some fine tuning and other things.
Right.
Maybe rearrange some shit around. Definitely release it.
Okay. I'm going to be the asshole and say, count your losses and move on. There's some great lines here that I think you could pull and use for another song.
Yeah, sure.
I love Axl Rose as an artist, and I know he could do better. And the Mona Lisa, was it the Mona Lisa that they did the X-ray on and found out it had been painted over like 28 times or some shit?
Maybe. I've never heard this. So
one of those famous paintings, they did an X-ray on it, and it turns out that the artist had painted over it like a whole bunch of times. So I feel like this is like one of those canvases that's going to get painted over probably and revisited in another way. I think if Axl does release it again, or does ever end up actually releasing it, that it would be a situation where we wouldn't recognize it, because it would just be parts of things that was the inspiration for the song reworked entirely.
Yeah, I think the next time you'll hear this is if they ever do a Chiden box set or something, like an anniversary box set. Otherwise, you get this, a rough mix.
Yeah, Axl will be 102 years old, and it'll be like that Shadow of Your Love. But there you got it. I mean, you can't be too hateful about it, because at the end of the day, he didn't want this out. Like, we got a hold of it, and it's kind of our thing on this show to review songs.
Yes.
So,
absolutely. That's the whole model here.
The lottery, it got reviewed.
So with that, until next time, I'm Dustin Bonez.
And I'm Chris Caputo. We will see you on the next edition of Guns and Radio. Peace.
Berries and cream, oh, little lad who loves berries and cream.